What is going on, guys? In recent years, the NFL draft has taken on a totally new look. After 50 straight years of drafting in New York City, the league began moving the event around to different locations. It started in 2015, with 2 years in Chicago, before moving to Philadelphia in 2017, Dallas in 2018, and Nashville, Tennessee in 2019. The league has also started inviting former players to announce picks for their former teams during day 2 of the draft. And well, the result of these two significant changes have resulted in some memorable interactions between the former players and the fans from their rival cities. Here's a look at the most memorable of those interactions, as we present 10 times an NFL team got roasted during a draft pick announcement. Number 10, Shawne Merriman trolls Tennessee. Okay, I think by default, Shawne Merriman has to be the last guy on this list, although he would have gotten some credit for having such an over-the-top WWE-esque anger in his presentation. But as more and more comes out about Merriman's post-playing days, I have my doubts whether or not it was an act. And besides, Merriman played for the Chargers and Bills. It's not like the Tennessee Titans were some vaunted rival or something. They did have that one incident back in 2007, when Merriman may or may not have taken a cheap shot at Titans quarterback Vince Young. On film, it did sort of look like he got blocked into Young, but knowing Merriman, I doubt it.
Hey, what up? I miss coming out here, and I guarantee you guys miss this too. Uh-oh. Let's go!
Perhaps Merriman saw his appearance at the draft as a prime opportunity to get some revenge on the Titans and their fans, as he was later injured in that very same game on a downfield block. With Merriman, who knows? Honestly, it's just as likely that he wakes up every day and shouts at his cereal with the same ferocity, before doing his lights-out dance around the kitchen for the 200th time that week. Number 9. London Fletcher trolls Philly. See, now we're getting into some more of the good stuff. London Fletcher struts up on stage in Philadelphia and delivers the taunting, dynamic performance that Merriman thought he was giving. Unlike Merriman, who honestly appears more unhinged than anything, Fletcher comes across articulate, confident, and entertaining. And well, it is deserved. Donning a freshly pressed suit and mischievous grin, he put to use the right that he earned, the right to dance on Philly's grave, as Fletcher had some of the best years of his career with the Redskins, where he put countless hits on the Philly wideouts and running backs. 4 straight Pro Bowls and 2 consecutive All-Pro selections during his time in DC. Not exactly a guy that Philadelphia was excited to see suiting up against them for 2 Sundays a year. Plus, he gets extra credit for a little jab he gave Philly fans, egging them on by saying he expected more.
This feels like home. Feels like old times. I expected more from Philly. As many hits I put on y'all running backs and receivers.
Now there's a guy who knows what he came for. Number 8, Vick trolls Dallas. Michael Vick is hands down one of the most polarizing figures in all of professional sports. Some folks see him as a flawed but genuine character, who deserves the redemption story he created for himself. Others are still disgusted at the thought of seeing Vick on TV, making good money to comment on the sport he was once persona non grata in. Regardless of where you stand, you do kinda have to appreciate the matter-of-factness to Vick's chirps at the Dallas fans, even if it wasn't necessarily based in reality. He goes up there, at first in good spirits, asking where his dirty birds are at, encouraging any Falcons fans in the building to make some noise. But after a couple of rounds, he decides to take it upon himself to remind the Cowboys faithful in attendance that he never lost to Dallas.
Where my birds at? Dirty birds. And for the record, I never lost to Dallas.
Wow.
With the 58th pick.
While that technically isn't true, as he was on the Eagles roster in 2009 when they lost to Dallas both in Week 17 and the postseason, as well as in 2012 when Philly fell to Dallas in a game that Vick was injured in, I guess he was only counting the games that he played the entire time. I don't know, there's still something entertaining about Vick trolling the Dallas fan base with a point that was completely untrue. It's probably just because it was Dallas. Number 7, Drew Pearson trolls Philly. For some of our younger fans who may not know him, Drew Pearson was a fixture on those Tom Landry-led Dallas Cowboys teams of the 1970s. He was essentially Michael Irvin before Michael Irvin. From 1974 to 1977, he was selected to 4 consecutive All-Pro teams, and was known as Mr. Clutch for the numerous catches he made in the crucial moments of big games. In his honor, Jerry Jones had Pearson announce a pick at the 2017 NFL Draft, which took place in Philly, a team that Pearson absolutely tortured during his playing days. Although some of the younger faces in the crowd might not have known who Pearson was before he started the speech.
I want to thank the Eagle fans for allowing me to have a career in the NFL.
There is no doubt that they will remember him forever as the former wideout who put down a performance for the ages.
And on behalf of the 5-time world champion Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones.
Sounding like a seasoned boxing promoter more than a former football player. And to think it was all for a second rounder.
All the Cowboy players that played before me, that played with me, and played after me.
the 60th overall pick. Imagine if Jones had enlisted Pearson to announce the Ezekiel Elliott pick. That might have quite literally brought the house down.
The Dallas Cowboys select Chidobe Awuzie.
Number 6, Merton Hanks. I guess it says something about Dallas that during its illustrious history it has scavenged up so many enemies throughout the decades. Of course, its outspoken owner, Jerry Jones, has played a pretty big role in all of the hate that it's gotten over the years. But you know what they say, any publicity is good publicity. Right, Logan and Jake Paul? Anyway, Merton Hanks, a 4-time All-Pro safety for the San Francisco 49ers during their heydays in the 90s, had his fair share of run-ins with the Cowboys, as both teams served as the league's preeminent franchises at the time. Although Hanks' Niners only came away with 1 ring, unlike Dallas, who ran up 3 and 4 years during that time. Hanks was eager to remind Dallas which franchise got to 5 rings first.
And with the 44th pick of the 2018 NFL Draft,
he definitely gets some points added for starting off so nonchalantly, only to slip in his dig on the unsuspect fans.
the San Francisco 49ers, the first NFL franchise to win 5 Super Bowl championships.
But 6 is as high as we can put him here. I mean, it is a little tough to try and troll the team that consistently got the better of you during your playing days. Number 5, Justin Tuck. Okay, now, if you want to talk about a guy who has every right to troll the Dallas Cowboys, Justin Tuck is your guy. The New York Giants defensive end had a pretty damn successful run in the NFC East, helping lead a defense that brought home 2 Super Bowl titles in half a decade, while Tuck himself earned 2 trips to the Pro Bowl and 2 All-Pro selections. Dallas found itself on the wrong side of Justin Tuck and those fearsome Giants defenses more times than I'm sure the Cowboys faithful would care to admit. I mean, hell, he even got his first career sack against the Cowboys. And once he was given the opportunity to do so, Tuck had no problem exercising his right to troll Dallas fans by reminding them which NFC East team was actually relevant during this millennium.
It's my honor to represent the greatest franchise in all of sports.
Oh boy.
In fairness, calling the Giants the greatest franchise in all of sports is a bit of a hyperbole, but his delivery was on point. Just a cheeky little grin towards the commissioner and on with the show. Number 4, Reggie Wayne trolls Tennessee AFC South. If there was ever a guy that deserved his chance to put some fans on blast after a quiet but brilliant career, it's Reggie Wayne. Despite being a 6-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro selection, and a Super Bowl champ, Wayne was often viewed as a complimentary piece, both to Peyton Manning, the Colts star quarterback, and also Marvin Harrison, who had preceded him in the organization. And besides, it was Wayne, not Harrison, who delivered that early soul-snatching blow to the Bears in Indy's lone Super Bowl win, when he hauled in a 53-yarder in the first quarter. So you know what? Good on you, Reggie. Glad to see you getting your shine, even if it is at the expense of AFC South fans.
But now y'all AFC South teams on notice. I know you're not born. Come on, Tennessee. Y'all done played the coast 20 times in 10 years, and you done won 3 games.
Besides, Titans fans kind of had it coming. They were booing Wayne before he even had a chance to speak. How could you expect him not to remind them of their 3-17 record against Indianapolis over a 10-year stretch? Like, how can you even boo the dude? Number 3, Dante Hightower flashes his rings. Now, while some of the performances we've seen so far were somewhat reactionary, you can tell immediately when you watch Hightower approach the podium with that grin that he knew exactly what he was doing. It wasn't even like he walked into that hostile of a crowd or anything. Obviously, most NFL fans have it out for the Patriots and their band of high and mighty players, but it seemed like the fans were actually going to allow Hightower to escape the selection unscathed. That is, until the Patriots linebacker went to work at the podium, following the Patriot way by saying a lot with very few words.
We're getting ready for Cincinnati.
As he casually scratched at his face with a hand that just so happened to be sporting enough rings to inspire a new Drake single.
3-time Super Bowl champion Dante Hightower.
Oh, look at all that bling he just scratched.
Number 2, David Akers trolls Dallas. Okay, this one could have easily been number 1. David Akers delivered a performance that I, for one, had no idea he was capable of. I mean, I guess I should have expected that Akers would have been able to handle the pressure. I mean, considering all the clutch kicks I watched him make for the Eagles back in the day, but even so, this really was a side of Akers that I had no idea existed.
Tonight, I'm representing the Philadelphia Eagles, NFC East champs, and world champs!
He went up there looking like an accountant, but pontificated with the charisma and machismo of freaking Jordan Belfort.
The world champs! Hey, Dallas, the last time you were in the Super Bowl, these draft picks weren't born!
Honestly, whatever stocks Akers wanted to push on me, I'd buy if he brought that attitude in selling them.
Sell me this pen.
Plus, he gets extra credit for not just pointing to his accolades, or the team's accolades, but also delivering a well-written quip to remind the Cowboys fans how long it had been since their team actually mattered. Number 1, Pat McAfee trolls Tennessee. Pat McAfee, bullet, dot, get him, all day. Pack a lip. Now, we all know that Pat McAfee's the man. If you don't listen to his podcast, you got some problems. Now, it's kind of weird that we have a punter at number 1 here, but it's Pat McAfee. If there's anyone that can do it, it's him. That in and of itself might be the craziest thing about this entire list. And while I'd love to dock McAfee some points, considering he is a professional entertainer at this point, I just can't do it. He wove together a healthy blend of self-deprecation and shade at the Titans so masterfully that it's evident why he has turned his larger-than-life personality into a second career.
Word about the Tennessee Titans record against the Indianapolis Colts because I was a punter and there's no reason for me to talk about that.
Between that and the masterful delivery on his punchline, McAfee has to get the edge over his kicking brethren for the number 1 roast at the NFL draft.
With that being said, we did not punt much against the Tennessee Titans, so you probably have no clue who I am to begin.
Which do you think is the best NFL draft roasting of all time? Join me in the comment section below. Make sure to follow myself and TPS on social media. We post great content all the time. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, we are on everything. YouTube, go find us, go subscribe, go follow, go do everything. If you like this video, give it a like. It takes 1 click down below, and subscribe to TPS. We post videos every day. Every day is a new video. Of course, thank you so much for watching. I'm Jason Biondo. I'll see you next time.
My knee.